So you may remember New Yorker and holiday music singer Elizabeth Chan as the artist who won a trademark battle against Mariah Carey's request to be the official Queen of Christmas.
Well, this time she's using her voice against the MTA's controversial congestion pricing plan. She's suing under the claim that not enough research has been done in the neighborhoods possibly affected by this. Elizabeth Chan joining us right now.
Thanks for having me.
How did you win the Mariah Carey suit?
It's lawyers. I had great lawyers, and I had the facts of the law on my side, which I do right now for the congestion plan.
So let me ask you, you're not a lawyer, right?
I'm not.
You wrote, or
I did.
26-page document that was filed in a court, right?
Yes, I did.
And did you have any help from lawyers? Because
we did.
The problem is that this could be a real long shot, especially since you don't have
You know what? We
a law
all
degree.
lose if nobody tries.
Right.
And so I've had the support of the PACE Environmental Clinic. I've had the support of pro bono attorneys who wanted to remain anonymous. I did go to law school for a little bit. But more importantly, we have something called the Environmental Protection Act, and there's a process that public citizens can follow. And my coalition of families for BPC, we followed that process for over a year.
Okay, so you followed this. What did you guys find that would be detrimental to residents, especially where you live?
So first of all, the NEPA process for the Environmental Protection Act assures citizens to have a voice if there's a concern over any plan of this stature. And we realize that they're using 2016 census data. They're using transportation data from over 8 years ago. They're not using post-COVID data in their analysis, and they completely omitted Battery Park City, which is landlocked by West Street. The congestion plan doesn't eliminate congestion as so much as it pushes it out and north, and it causes other issues sociologically, environmentally, financially, that in something that's a first of its kind program, you need to cross all the T's. You need to dot all the I's. And we have been asking the federal government and the MTA to give us more information. Give us more information.
So we do ask them about that. They are like, look to London, like what we did in London, that it's working there. Why is that not the case here? Because, you know, some people can dispute that.
Because in the United States, we have interstate commerce. So we have to pay attention to the states around New York State. And there are very specific federal laws that require this process to be fully fleshed out. Like London is nowhere near like New York City. New York City is America, and in America we have cars and we have a whole different interstate system.
So you're not against congestion pricing, right?
I'm not against congestion pricing. As a New Yorker, congestion is a problem, but the way that they're implementing it is half-baked, and it's unfair. If it doesn't work for all New Yorkers, it doesn't work. You've got to reevaluate things.
So, you know, we had Andrew Cuomo, former governor of New York, on. He was the one who signed this, right? He said on our show that he's had a change of heart. And he said basically after COVID, people are, you know, congestion pricing is not the same after COVID. And he has concerns about the businesses in those districts.
100%. And also in my filing, in my complaint, I reference Cuomo's initial plan where he says, before we implement a congestion plan, we need a world-class transit system and we need an environmental impact statement. Those two things don't exist right now. And even he said before this plan starts, we need those two things.
Have you heard from the MTA? I mean, what's going on with the lawsuit?
Well, I have tried to speak with the MTA and public officials, and they just kept pushing it aside and like ignoring these claims. So we had to file a suit because they wouldn't talk to us, which is against.
So where is the suit?
The suit is currently filed in federal court. We have a judge. The next milestone is in February to amend our complaint. We are adding plaintiffs. Plaintiffs have been calling me, so if somebody's interested in being a plaintiff, please reach out to us, familiesforbpc.com. We're also looking for support through our GoFundMe to help just get to the end of the litigation.
Okay, so big picture here. I know that you're hoping that maybe something will come about, but we got the toll gantries up. So what do you really think will happen here?
Well, that's the thing. So we have standing, unique standing, to stop the congestion plan before it begins, to demand that we have more fleshed out answers and more support in terms of like, hey, we have questions. This is going to hurt people that live on the West Side Highway. Asthma rates are going up, but you're not acknowledging that Battery Park City is over 25% young children under the age of 18, school-age children. You're not
They say you can't compare Battery Park City to the problems that are going to happen in the Bronx with congestion pricing.
It's going to get just as bad.
Well, they're saying that, you know, because of the racial disparity, there are more people who are wealthier in Battery Park City.
Well, I don't know. I grew up in Battery Park City since it was dirt and 2 buildings. My grandmother, who just passed away, her funeral is tomorrow. My family has been here in Manhattan, Chinatown for almost 100 years. And I'm a born and raised New Yorker, and it's not about money, it's about life and death and health. And that transcends class and race and everything. So if it works, it has to work for all New Yorkers.
You said that, you know, because we don't have a world-class transit system here yet, this is not going to work. How do we get there? Because when you ask the MTA that, how do we get a world-class system, they need the money for it. This may be a revenue for them to do that.
Well, picking the pockets of New Yorkers in order to get to that point is backwards, because even Mario Cuomo said we need that first. So that's not New Yorkers' problem, that's the MTA's problem.
So let me ask you something. Do you think this is going to be harder than the Mariah Carey suit?
Totally, it's going to be so hard. But you know what? I tried to let it go, but I know that I have the facts on my side, and if I didn't try, we all lose. I may lose this case, but if I didn't do anything about it, we all lose anyway. And I have very specific evidence and standing and the backing of 200 families that have been working hard for a year to try to get the federal government, to try to get the MTA to hear us, and they wouldn't. So now they forced us into this.
All right, where can people go once again to get more information?
You can go to bit.ly/stopcongestion to read more about the GoFundMe, or you can visit our website, familiesforbpc.com.
Elizabeth Chan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So are you the queen of Christmas then?
I am one of many. I am one of many.
So you share it with everybody.
You're supposed to share it.
I like that.
You're not supposed to own it.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I thought that you took it for yourself, but the fact that you're sharing it with everyone,
I did it so that you can call whoever you want the Queen of Christmas.
I like that.
Darlene Love,
like Darlene Love or Brenda Lee or me or Mariah. I did it so that you can do that and that not one person owned it.
I like it.
You know?
You are my Queen of Christmas.
Yeah, you can be the Queen of Christmas.
No, I'll trademark the Queen of Halloween.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right.